Here comes another suspect who will also try to play this as a big misunderstanding. He's 33-year-old Ernest Timmons, a mechanic for the United States Air Force. Calling himself Joketer34, he's been chatting online about having sex with a girl who tells him she's 13. Then the military man asks the decoy for a photo of her breasts.
Do you have a picture of your boobies I could see? Please?
I don't have my camera. You could bring one.
To do what?
I don't know.
And here he comes, camera at the ready.
I have been in television for 24 years. I just came to get something to eat. And
You want to explain to me what you're doing here?
I came looking for booty. I'm a warrior.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have decided to become a therapist. Why, you may ask? Well, somebody has to look at the cruelness that these niggas go through. I am talking about pure pain and suffering. And who is the best contender for that? You might think Madoka bitches, Grisaya bitches, Diavolo bitches, Guts bitches. But if it's not those bitches, who might it be? Well, it's Subaru. Not that Subaru. This nigga is the embodiment of every single negative status effect you can get as a human. Humiliation? Yeah, sure, I got you. Unbearable pain? And just fear in his eyes. So as a therapist, I welcome Subaru with open arms into my therapy couch of messed up individuals. So if you're ready, get caught trying to meet a minor 2 times, falsely accuse a guy of being a pedophile, and let's start watching this shit. Alright, so after the last battle that I did not make a video about, even though it's over and this nigga's buried 1,000 feet underground.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
oh my goodness!
Oh, you can...
Flame shot.
The city is a mess. You got people that have been transformed by lust and also have had their names eaten by gluttony. Even Julius got caught by gluttony, but unlike Rem, he's still conscious. Now, I want to make this segment really short, because I just want to dive right in. So long story short, they want to seek out somebody who knows how to save everybody. Here on this channel, we don't care about the show or politics that happens in the anime. We only care about what this nigga is going through. But anyways, the person that they're gonna seek out, her name is Lashana. Oh, my bad. Shala. But before they go, they rendezvous at... What the fuck this name? What was his name again? Roswald, that was his name. They rendezvous at Roswald's mansion, and they're discussing their plans with him. And they also recruit this bitch. Yes, she may be a little girl, but she's still a hoe. She was working with this hoe. But fortunately, Garfield put her to rest.
Rocket launcher.
You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn...
And without her mother, she's basically useless. So they keep her locked up in the mansion. Now the next day, they're all ready to go. Subaru and Emilia got some new drip, and the Earth Dragons, they want to kill this bitch. But Subaru reassures us that his Earth Dragon is a vegan. Alright, so they finally leave and they make it to the desert. And they're pretty close to the tower. And then they're like, hold up, wait a minute. Why are there flowers in the desert? Well, it turns out that those flowers are these big-bodied having-ass bears. Or whatever the fuck they are. Now, it's not a problem because they got this girl with them. She can tame beasts and pretty much control them and shit. So she starts to make them leave. But oh my god, Julius's Earth Dragon is a bitch. It starts to freak out and then every single beast in the area starts to charge at them. So they gotta get the fuck out of here. Emilia is blasting these bitches with her ice magic. And then Julius decides to aura farm like Virgil.
1,000 gods!
Now Subaru's the only one that's not doing anything. So he's like, alright, watch this then. And starts making it rain on these fools. But little did they know that there's a sniper in the tower.
Armor piercer.
We are on episode 2, 17 minutes in, and bro is already gotten packed up. So now he has to go through the same bullshit again with Julius's dragon. While they're trying to escape again, Subaru tells Ram to make a turn. And then she literally says,
Shut your bubblegum dumb.
but then Emilia comes in to back him up. But then she says that bro is delusional and says dumb shit all the time. Honestly, Ram is pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie. I don't hate her, but she's pissing me off. Now, the big ass sandworm ends up taking the shot instead of Subaru, but that ended up with these two getting separated from the rest of the group. And spoiler alert, that sniper is not out of ammo. Bro got disemboweled like Lucan. And this sniper does not discriminate, because when Betty runs crying over to Subaru, the sniper says,
"Fuck them kids."
Don't leave me all alone!
Enemy chaser!
Oh my god, bruh. How heartless do you have to be to see a little girl and then just... But anyway, Subaru has to go through the same bullshit again, but this time he was ready. So he uses the purple hand to calm down Julius's dragon. Whoa, pause. They stop for a moment and Subaru asks if anybody noticed a white light. Nobody notices anything, but then Ram sees that the sniper is staring directly at Subaru. But then Emilia summons the Rashomon gates. Or it's just some ice walls, but like, the way she did it, like... But anyways, the sniper's bullets are way too strong for that shit. He's about to hit Subaru, but then Julius pulls up with the aura farming again. After this, Subaru and Betty pull up their domain expansion, instantly slowing down every single shot. But they messed up because their domain ended up collapsing the ground. So now he's stuck with his biggest hater, his dragon, and Echidna. I didn't mention this earlier, but this is not Anastasia. Her name's Echidna, but it's not this Echidna. I'ma just leave it at that. Now, honestly, this is a very shit lineup of people. Yes, these two know magic, but if anything happens, they're basically defenseless. But anyways, they try to find a way out. And they get a choice between left or right. And Subaru, with his detective intuition, picks right. And they come across this wall, and when Subaru touches it, it just disappears. Now this hallway is long as shit. They have been walking for a while and they're all pretty tired. And my first thought is, how the fuck are you tired? You have been riding the dragon. Pause. And for some reason, Subaru throws away his water. Now while they're walking, Subaru starts yapping. So Ram tells him to
Shut your bubblegum dumb.
They end up at another wall, but unlike the last one, it's not opening. So Subaru has a little bit of a tantrum. And when Ram clicks her tongue, that's what sets him over the edge. So Subaru says, if you got something to say, just say it. And well, she does.
Get that yam off your face, nigga. Big yam face.
Now Subaru, he's not gonna listen to that shit.
I am going to open your anus.
Now, they're about to squabble, but then Echidna just shuts that shit down.
Oopsie poopsie.
My first thought after seeing this was, this cave is fucking with y'all minds. And it's so convenient that this episode aired around the same time that the Boys episode came out. You know when they inhaled those fumes and wanted to kill each other? It's almost the same thing here. Now, Echidna tries to shake Subaru's hand, but hold up, she still has the knife behind her back. It doesn't really matter because Subaru plans to choke her out anyways with the invisible hand. But before anything happens between the two, oh my god, Ram is not dead.
Laser gun!
Slice this bitch's torso clean off her legs. And she is not letting go of Subaru. So bro ends up flinging her off and then runs away. Bro, holy fuck. And it's not even over. Don't forget that Subaru's dragon is still down there with them. And it's nibbling on something. Something scrumptious. And well, it's Ram's head. Now, the dragon, she ends up walking towards Subaru. Lets off this creepy ass laugh. And then says...
I wanted the audience to experience what a soda feels when it's drunk by me.
Let's move on. So, they end up going left this time. Subaru ends up falling down and meets this nigga. He looks like he's straight up from the dungeons of fear and hunger. Now, they end up hustling with the beast for a while. But the beast, well, that nigga's too strong. So it's about to kill them, but then...
Heavy machine gun!
Now, I did not know that it was Bring Your Titties to Work Day, but it turns out that this bitch right here is Shala, and she was the sniper that took Subaru's head off his shoulders. Now, I'm not gonna make any theories, but Shala says something interesting. She says that Subaru himself told her that if he ever comes back to the tower to snipe his ass. Now, for all we know, that's impossible. She even says that Subaru is her master. Now, this does not make any sense to me. First of all, I heard that the light novel has things that the anime doesn't have. And second of all, I'm only human. I forget things, right? Now, what makes the most sense to me is that this nigga Flugel looks just like Subaru. That's the only thing that touches my dome. And the reason for why I just wanted to say this is because if I get something wrong or forget something, that doesn't mean I'm LARPing. I see niggas throw that word like empty shell casings. Oh, you mixed up something in Kingdom Hearts' confusing ass lore? Yeah, you're a LARPer. Oh, you mixed up which snake is which? Yeah, you're LARPing. Oh, you don't know how often Gojo shaves his nutsack? Yeah, you're LARPing. I just had to get that out there. I'm sorry. But anyways, they climb a couple of stairs and then put Rem in this chamber. There's a bunch of spirits around, but they can't heal anything that's not an injury. But anyways, to ascend the tower, they need to take exams. They end up in this white room, and to begin the exam, they gotta touch this slab. But long story short, Subaru big brains it, then solves the puzzle. Now, they beat the exam, and then they check out this library. And this library contains books of dead niggas. And it tells the reader about the person when they were alive. Like the Witch of Pride, for example. And for some reason, Subaru is the only one that can read these books. But anyways, the next trial, man, that was crazy. Because Julius finally got humbled. And by none other than this nigga, the first Sword Saint. And when they wake him up, bro is blazed out of his mind. He is sleep talking the instructions to them. And when he wakes up, he takes a look at the party. And me personally, I have to agree with his statements. Fine shit. Fine shit. That's a nigga, EDP. Now, if this nigga was Kiryu Kazuma, he would say his iconic, if you wanna die, then step up. And he should have said that because Julius decides to step up. And then Julius introduces himself like the knight that he is. And then this nigga says that he ain't got no name to give. The only thing that he says is that he is a stick swinger.
What?
I thought that shit was kinda lame, but don't underestimate this man, because that is exactly what Julius did. So he throws him a sword and says that he's not gonna attack an unarmed opponent. So then he's like,
get out of here, man, shit!
So yeah, Julius charges at this man, but bro gets blocked. And by what, you may ask? And he's like, bitch, you thought I was unarmed, didn't you? I got chopsticks, my nigga. I keep them on me in case I need a snack. And look at Julius struggling to get his sword back. Now peep what this nigga is doing. He feints the swing with his chopsticks, brings his leg up and then kicks this fool. Look at the veins at this man's toes. Now he lunges at him and then swings his chopsticks. Julius barely blocks that shit, but now he has to brace for the barrage of chopsticks coming his way. He gets poked not once, but twice before Fine Shit had to step in. But he blocks that shit, puts his chopsticks on this man's throat. Now look at the spit trail that came from his mouth. I'ma be honest, if a guy makes me spit like this, pause. I'ma call it a day. Especially if the same man puts me on my back, pause, and drags me across the globe. Now Fine Shit is still trying to blast this fool, but she ends up pushing herself too hard and gets knocked the fuck out. So Julius tries to stop this by sending a kick that goes nowhere, and then he unleashes a million stabs at this nigga. But now this nigga is getting bored, so he shatters his sword and tells him to go to sleep. Oh my god, bro. I'm sorry, this video is about Subaru, but oh my god, bro. I like Julius, but he needed to be humbled. But anyways, this nigga gets distracted by Emilia's titties, and that gives her the opportunity to clobber him over the head, and that lets Emilia pass the trial. But that's not enough, because every single one of these people have to pass the trial on their own. And what I'm thinking is that there is absolutely no way that Subaru is beating this shit. Julius, the nigga that whooped his ass, couldn't do it. And the only reason Emilia was able to do it is because she got titties. So they all went back and put Julius to bed. But this nigga went back for round 2. And this time, this redhead does not care. Gives him a 3-piece kick combo, packs him up like some canned tuna, and then says, oh shit! Alright, enough with the suffering of this boy. Let's get back to the nigga himself. I'm gonna skip right to the stairs, because as soon as Subaru walks up those stairs, he wakes up in that spirit room, and he is woken up by Emilia and Betty. He looks at them and says,
"Who the fuck is that guy?"
This nigga lost his memories. And who do we know that can take people's memories? This little goblin. Now, unless I missed something, I never saw this bitch enter the tower. But who else is responsible for this? But anyways, he introduces himself in natural Subaru fashion with this corny ass shit right here. Now, this arc right here, it made me mad. Specifically Ram, because when they told her that he lost his memories, she did not believe him. She even got mad at him because she thought he was making a joke. Now, I understand where she's coming from, because if he loses his memories, yeah, nobody in the whole world knows who Rem is. But the way she goes at it, ooh, I just wanna, oh. But this is not bad for them. This memory loss thing is bad for Subaru, because when bro goes off to explore, somebody pushes him and bro ends up falling 10,000 feet straight down. So season 1 Subaru is gonna experience death for the first time. All of those experiences made him resilient, gave him bigger balls. But all of that shit, it's gone now. Now everything is happening again, but this time bro is thinking about his death. He thinks that it was actually just a dream. But this time when bro goes to explore alone, he overhears the party talking shit about him. Not really shit, they were just concerned. But when bro goes back to the staircase, he gets pushed again. But he did not fall straight down the middle again. He slams every single body part, losing his arms and legs in the process. And holy fuck bro, I don't know if I should blur or show this, but fuck it, I'll just risk it. But yeah, remember that this is basically season 1 Subaru. So when he wakes up from this death, he throws a tantrum bro, and everybody who says that they would not do some shit like this, every single person, me included, would probably give up at this point. Emilia's yams are not that good. It's not worth dying for. So he runs away, smacking Betty in the process. Poor Betty. But yeah, he runs away, but he accidentally runs right into this nigga. And did I forget to mention that this nigga hates weak niggas? No, I didn't. Well, he does. So when he sees Subaru crying, he gets pissed. So he puts his chopsticks inside of Subaru and starts playing with his meat. Pause. And then Spartan kicks him down the stairs, leaving this man with broken bones and cracked fingernails. And then Satella shows up and then cuddles with his heart. But then Emilia showed up and took him back to the spirit room. Bro is confused, dazed. So he walks off on his own. He was actually able to walk down the stairs this time. And when he steps outside, something happens to Shala. I'ma just say this, if you've read the light novel, don't spoil me in the comments. Now after he steps outside, he gets attacked by the CGI beasts. It gets blasted and then he falls down. He ends up at the tunnel where everybody slimed each other. And when he hits the wall, he ends up getting teleported back upstairs. So then he said, I don't give a shit. Whoever pushed me is gonna die. So he has these murder thoughts inside of his head. And none of these niggas except for Ram looked at him like this. And this is where we get our aura monster. A ReZero LARPer's favorite scene. I honestly didn't really get the meme. Maybe I'm just too old and I'm also not that much on TikTok. But when bro finally makes it up the stairs, he's ready. But it turns out that bitches are already dead. Shala and her yams got obliterated. Whatever killed her broke her leg, took her arm, and half her face. So Subaru's like, Betty and that blue-haired bitch, they're kids. I can murder those bitches easily. But before he's able to get to them, he spots Ram. And she is clinging to Ram's wheelchair with her spinal cord exposed. So Shala and Ram are already dead. And not only that, but Julius died protecting blue-haired bitch. And honestly, I think bro did a pretty good job. We've seen what happened with people in this universe. She is lucky that she only bled out. But do you know who's not lucky? Oh my goodness bro. Did you meet Juggernaut or something? What the fuck happened here, honestly? The only people that we don't know where they are is Emilia, Betty, and Rem. Subaru does meet up with his dragon, but then he stabs her. Now, with this mentality, I can understand wanting to slime everybody out. Because yeah, he thinks that everybody's against him. But this is just a pet, bro. But anyways, even though bro stabbed her, she pushes him to safety and he ends up outside of the tower. But behind him, I don't know what to say to this. Other than how And why? Because she got this big ass grin on her face and then takes this nigga's head off his shoulders. Now that is very interesting. When he wakes up again, he goes straight for Emilia's throat, but he stops himself. Now in this loop, bro decides to not tell them about his memory loss. So he tries to get a grasp of the situation by talking to people. So without revealing himself, he speaks to Julius to try and remember what kind of person he was. But all he got was the Mbappe special.
For example, nothing.
But later, the blue-haired girl has business with Subaru. I have mixed emotions about this scene right here. Mostly negative. I'll just play this in dub so you can see what I'm talking about.
You said something to me yesterday, and it got me thinking, how seriously should I take that?
Here comes another suspect who will also try to play this as a big misunderstanding. He's 33-year-old Ernest Timmons, a mechanic for the United States Air Force. Calling himself Joketer34, he's been chatting online about having sex with a girl who tells him she's 13. Then the military man asks the decoy for a photo of her breasts.
Do you have a picture of your boobies I could see? Please?
I don't have my camera. You could bring one.
To do what?
I don't know.
And here he comes, camera at the ready.
I have been in television for 24 years. I just came to get something to eat.
Now, I gave this scene the benefit of the doubt. So my initial thought was that she knew that Subaru lost his memory. So I thought she just said that to catch him lacking. But no, she really was talking about getting freaky. Chris Hansen, are you watching? Now, it doesn't really matter. You know why? Because we got some bigger problems. And more questions to ask as well. Because after she says this, it instantly just cuts to her dead body. Yeah, she got strangled to death. And not only that, carved into this man's arm is Subaru was here. So what does bro do? Well, he just hides her body. And when he leaves, it's bring your thighs to work day because Emilia shows up. They start talking and then Ram shows up. And she's like, hey, y'all gotta come see this. Well, in the library, Maylee's book spawned. And if you remember, this library only has books of dead niggas. And the book shows everything that happened to the person when they were alive. But fortunately for Subaru, he's the only one that can read them. Now her book showed exactly what happened. So Subaru is blacking out. And when he blacks out, another nigga takes the wheel. And the nigga that possessed him is not only a pedophile, he's also a murderer. So when she asks this provocative question that makes me want to blow my brains out, he takes her to this room. And instead of molesting her, he murders her. So after he wakes up, he freaks the fuck out. But then she pulls up right behind him. So yeah, after he read the book, he keeps hallucinating about her. And to be honest, she's fucking annoying, bro. Whenever he's talking to somebody, she's there trying to instigate him. Now later he goes to check on her body, but it turns out that Ram was spying on him. So Subaru bull charges at her, but he gets put in this cage. Yep, Emilia and her thighs are there. So their plan was to interrogate him, because they suspect that that is not Subaru. But instead of interrogating, Ram instantly wants to torture him. So Emilia's like, wait, what the fuck you mean torture him? So they start to bicker and then Subaru finally says that he lost his memory. But she is not buying that for 1 second. So she shoves Emilia before blasting this man, which knocked him the fuck out. And we all know who shows up when bro is blacked out. When he wakes up, the whole room is covered with Subaru was here. And then for some reason, this nigga showed up. I did not know that he could leave the floor that he was on. Anyways, when he steps outside, there is pure chaos. Julius is fighting a bunch of demon niggas downstairs. And not only that, but the tower is crawling with a bunch of crazy shit. And when he meets up with Echidna and Betty, well, Echidna does not believe that that's the real Subaru. Just like Ram, she just thinks that this man's acting. After this scorpion attacks them, they get to stepping. And even though it's dead, this tiny ass pebble is enough to reactivate its claws. And now Echidna is lying there with no legs. While Subaru is having another mental breakdown, Satella shows up again. But Emilia just cuts that shit down. And then she starts pulling on everybody's heartstrings. Now, Subaru has a lot of pain. I remember one of my homies telling me that the life Subaru is living after he got isekai is better than the life he used to live. He's got people that genuinely cares about him. And not only that, he's helped so many people too. So even though he's acting like a little bitch, Emilia's words reach him. And this scene right here, it was actually pretty beautiful. And after all of this, our boy is finally back.
Booyala, booyala, mama, eh. Booyala, booyala, mama, eh. Booyala, booyala, mama, eh.
Show you that body when you are in. Show you that body when you are in. Show you that body.